how goes it? Rachel, can you see me? Can you see me now? Yeah. Ooh, can you see me now? Dun, 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 dun. Just me and my paper. Ho! Indubitably. How interesting. I can never get these. What are we going to do today, Napoleon? Coffee with Wes? Well, that's what we should be watching. Down by the boardwalk. Hello, Mark. How's it? Aloha to you. Let's see if I can put this somewhere closer to the apparatus. So cool. You've already grasped a song title. I love it. Remind me again what the name of that song title was. And what key are you in? Rachel, how are you as well? And tell you what, I do believe that we put this down to be for, it's open to the public, but we really only interact with people who are subscribers, members. Subscribe to the channel. I do hope so. But as far as people that we interact with these, we're just going to be writing a little bit of music. So if you want to see what I would do in a general songwriting concept, we could do that, but I don't want to infringe upon. It's about Billy the Bluebird who saved the world in 1892. I'm thinking of an alley cat that helped him. Excellent play. Two buddies, they seem like foes, but they're friends. I like that. I don't know if you've noticed by now, I'm somewhat wholesome. Not really in my brain, but I try to be as wholesome as I can. I like writing prose and words and music. I've got a buddy named Adam and Eric who write beautiful music, which is way above my pay grade, and all the music is well written, and it's just like reading a book. Oddly enough, I saw Adam again, and his son is well gifted with the word too. So it should be very interesting to see the writing that comes out of a new generation. As far as this, let's see if I can set a goal, that same thing. One super chat's fine, and remember, if you're already a member, don't go out of your way to help me any more than you already have. Becoming a member is a great way, and hanging out in here, sometimes people like to gift memberships. I'm not sure how this works, but I just want to have fun and show a little music creativity. So if you are in the comment section, you're asking music, become a member and interact today. We're doing music informations. Let's see, membership and ask questions. If you throw that out there, that super chat, buddy, good gosh, we're gonna get you that. I'd like to get a super chat. Maybe you could request a song if you're not a member, just to show you that I care about you too. Either way, I'm gonna throw this out there. Still getting used to super chats and words on screens and yardy yardy yar. But yeah, my whole goal is to help my members on these members only live chats to ask questions about what they've been working on. And then I do read the other ones, but I pay most attention to members and people who sign up there. Quicksilver, don't know you showed up on my page, and I look forward to hanging out. Right on, buddy. If you become a member, you can interact on these, but yeah, 9 to 9:30, that's what we do. I guess, let me go over back, Mark, with that. I've been blown away by some of these younger talents. Yeah, They blow my mind as well. Now, there's this whole narcissistic level and ego that comes down to every instrument. And what it comes down to, anybody who knows how to play an instrument, knows how to play it well, there becomes a point where you surpass your ego. Some people never do, but they're called rock stars. Or they die at 27. But long story short is, if you can play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, and figure out any finger to play these things, you can put them in correlation with other chords that are in that key. And all it takes is practicing. The reason why you do groupings of scales isn't really for scales. It's for functionality of your fingers to get better, mobile skills, hand and eye coordination. When you start combining concepts like 1, 3, 5 is your triad, and then you can move that by seeing 1, 3, 5, 1 is something called an arpeggio. You can actually put another note in there and start using these kind of arpeggiated movements. And long story short, you don't learn that kind of stuff when you just start piano. So my whole methodology to piano is to teach children and adults alike just crucial college level music theory about what a chord or a triad is based off of a harmony called a dyad, how one can be a major third or a minor third, and they sound different. We do ear training, oral skills, same thing you do at college. I prepare every one of my students to be college level by the time they've been with me for 6 months to a year and a half. I have students that have been with me for 4 years, and I plan on building a community center to be able to provide this 24 hours a day with other teachers that do the same thing. Because I'm not always right about everything. It's a growing process, and that's why I'm here. So if you are here and you are not already a subscriber, subscribe today on the members only. You can interact, but what I really do is I pay attention to the members and get them to where they're supposed to be. Singer learning the piano, musical level is not too late to try. Yeah, never too late in life. And if you're doing singing, let me show you something that somebody showed me, and it makes sense. No matter what your vocal skill is, the reason why we have a hard time with notes that we hear is because we're not generally learning to hear them with other notes. Meaning, if you know how to hear the third of a chord, but you can play the root, maybe sometime the note that we're trying to hit isn't the same. It's not the best to learn it going with the note. It's good to do it with an interval, so your brain trains itself on what a third is, or a fifth. So when you go, you start hearing those intervals. Does that make sense too, Mark? So as far as like what we went over yesterday, if it was a little above the head, it was called the major or the minor harmonic progression. We didn't do the minor one, but I could show that at a later time. The major, when we're using that, if I was playing in the key of C major, which is the easiest of all pretty much, to be able to play just different chords and have fun. I mean, that really is the goal, right? Is that a good camera angle? Angle. That arpeggio that I was just talking about, if you have no rhythm skills, just slow it down. And remember that one note that we were hitting, that B natural. And look at us, we're sounding like Chicago already. And then those dyads down here, anywhere, if you play your major third, minor third, perfect fourth. And just work on that and you have something like 1, 3, 5, 1, 5, 3. You can hit almost any of these white notes and you are bound to hit something. So the whole idea about this is, when using a major or a minor harmonic progression, a great way to do is just to know what your chords are. So I'm gonna put this one kind of back towards Mark. In the key of C major, when we're playing, we learn chord structures like this C major. But a great idea when songwriting is to use the same chord you would normally use, like a C major, but find out where its inversions are. Now, this simply means if we take a 1, 3, and a 5, part of that arpeggio, that chord, the triad, and we remove one of the notes that's on the lowest note, the C, and then we put it above, it means that now the foundation of that C major triad is no longer C, E, and G, but it's E, G, and C. Now, there is not a difference. It's still the same notes. In fact, when you play the ukulele, you've got a C, E, and a G. This open A makes the chord itself a C6. Ta-da! Or an A minor 7. Long story short, we also have an A, a C, and an E. Well, that's how you spell an A minor, plus the G. Many chords could be named